Hello YouTube. Thank you for watching our channel. We're going to continue today with our series on the SanRex light industrial lineup, the stick TIG machines, just as we've done two already in the past. We're going to change it around a little bit today. I'm going to refer to this one as a TIG stick machine. Its primary focus will be TIG welding. So this machine we call the SanArg 180 AP. It is an AC/DC TIG machine, so not only can you weld your carbon steels, your stainless steels, TIG weld your carbon steel and stainless steels, you can also TIG weld aluminum with the AC. So we're going to do an open the box session today, and then on another video we will actually weld with the machine. But today, come in closer, let's see what we get in the box. So the first thing to come out of the box is the power source itself. Again, about 25 pounds for an AC/DC machine. That still gives us the ability to carry the machine on a shoulder strap, go into some remote locations with it on our shoulder. Again, it is 110 or 220 volt, so pretty much you can plug this machine in wherever you'd like. It includes power factor correction, just like we discussed on the 160S, the DC only machine. It does have internal gas valve, has a socket for a remote control, and I wonder what kind of remote we get with it, if any. So, and of course our 50mm DINS connectors, and an easy to use, easy to understand front panel. The next thing out of the box we have is our stick electrode holder. Again, this is the 200 amp, heavy duty, includes the 50mm DINS connector, as well as the ground clamp. Pretty heavy duty spring, and also DINS connector to connect to the front of the machine. Comes with a gas hose to connect to the rear of the machine from the cylinder. Includes a regulator flow gauge. This will connect to the shielding gas cylinder, typically argon. It includes our TIG Torch, and in with the TIG Torch it appears to have an accessory kit, consumable parts, good DINS connector included, pin for the remote. So wait a minute, we have a remote control on our TIG Torch. It is a WP17, so easy to find parts, collets, collet bodies, easy to find all of those parts. They're pretty much industry standard WP17. Gas connection for the gas valve on the front of the machine. We have our 220 to 110 adapter cord, and of course our SanRex SanArg 180 AP operator's manual. So it appears to be pretty complete. I'm going to go ahead and connect this machine to power so we can run through the front panel. Okay, so now we have the machine plugged in. Let's turn it on. Has a pretty aggressive cooling fan, that's for sure. So hopefully that'll go off here in a second. Oh, there it goes. So let's look at the front panel real quick. Starting on the left side over here, we have a gas purge button. This lightning bolt indicates whether you have the high frequency start on, or in this case the high frequency is off, so it becomes a touch start. Okay. So in most cases, we're going to want to leave that on, do a non-contact TIG start. This next button turns on the pulse. So when the LED is lit, we have enabled our pulse welding. Okay. The buttons on the right, top right, this is our TIG Torch trigger control. So our TIG Torch actually has a start button, which will enable our, in this case, since we have our high frequency on, it will enable our non-contact start. If we had that off to actually initiate the arc, open the gas valve, we would still have to push the button. The middle button on the right is whether we want to TIG weld in AC or DC. And the bottom right button changes it from TIG to actually stick welding. Okay. So when we go to enable stick welding in our welding presentation, we will push this button. That'll turn off the TIG and set us for stick. And with the stick setting, we have an arc force control and also a adjustable hot start. One thing about this machine, a lot like the 160S, the DC only machine that we did last time, this machine does have power factor correction in it, which gives us a better output for whatever we have as far as input, whether it be 110 or 220. The knob in the middle gives us full range of control of everything we can adjust in the weld, starting from the time that we push the button and open the gas valve, through the weld cycle to the time we go into gas post flow. So everything in this graph section in the middle is what you can change throughout one weld cycle from beginning to end. Okay? And the way that we do that is we notice which LED is lit. In this case, 140 amps. We're showing amperage here, so this LED, these LEDs, tell us what value to think of. So when this is on, we think amps. So right now we're at 140 amps. To make an adjustment, we push the knob in till this LED starts flashing, and then we can make our adjustment. Okay? And since this is in this position here, we're adjusting our peak current. When the light stops flashing, we can turn the knob, and that will allow us to change now percentage, 50% between peak and background. And we can adjust that. So now let's go through and look at each of the functions of the primary screen. Okay? So to switch from function to function, we're going to turn the knob, and I'm actually going to start back here at the beginning. You push the knob in to make it flash so that you can make the adjustments, and if you don't make the adjustments in a couple of seconds, then it automatically goes back to ready to weld just like that. Okay, so the very first thing is our gas pre-flow. And as you see, when we have that, it highlights the S, meaning that we're adjusting time in seconds. So right now we have it set at 1/2 second. Push the knob, turn it in. This is our upslope, and again in time. Okay. Next we have our weld current, peak current, and you'll see this is in amperage. After that, we have our percentage of time at peak current. So then we have 0.5 hertz, and with this what we have is our pulse frequency, or the frequency of the pulse, from 0.5 up to roughly 200. It is 200. Okay. So we will demonstrate exactly what changing this means when we do the practical welding video next. Okay. Moving on past that, we have our background current, background amperage, or sometimes called base current, base amperage. So our peak is 100, our base is 50. We spend 50% of our time at each, and we're pulsing at a half of a pulse per second. So that's how you think about that. We have downslope in seconds, or time. We have our gas post-flow in seconds also. So all of this is adjustable. And then once we move beyond gas post-flow, since we're in AC mode, we also have balance control, which is the amount of balance between the negative cycle and the positive cycle on the AC. Good for cleaning action to remove the oxide layer of the aluminum. And then also the AC frequency. The AC frequency is adjustable, a minimum of 50 hertz up to 200 hertz. So pretty good range of frequency. Of course, everything that we're used to in the United States on a traditional transformer machine would be 60 hertz. So there's your starting point in most applications. So that's pretty much an overview of the front panel. Now, one thing that you'll notice is, to help you be able to set the machine up, if you change the mode to DC, and as this example, once we get past post-flow, it doesn't give you the option to do the AC balance or the AC frequency, because of course you're not in AC mode. Okay? If we remove pulse also, then you do not have the adjustments for the pulse. You only set the peak current only, and any of these pulse functions, as far as the background current or the pulse frequencies, are not adjustable, because of course you don't have it because you're not in pulse. We turn the pulse back on, and then of course you can go to all of the different settings. So likewise, when we turn AC on, we run back through balance control and frequency. So that really makes it easy to set up, because you only have the options to change what's really applicable to what you're trying to weld. So now we're going to connect the TIG Torch to the front panel and check functionality with the TIG Torch attached. And you'll notice that the TIG Torch itself is a very nice, very flexible cable unit with gas built in, through and external trigger lead, and a nice heavy jacket around it to protect everything. Okay, and typically we will connect into our straight polarity. Remember, straight polarity for TIG. Okay, WP17 style, so something that is easy to find parts for. Okay, and the functions of the torch are, we have the start button, and we have current increase and current decrease right here at the thumb. So right now we're on non-contact or high frequency start. Pulse is on. Two-step trigger, which means push it down and that is on. Let go when it turns off or goes into downslope. We have AC. So let's see what happens if I wanted to maybe increase the current. We can do that remote. If I want to decrease the current, we can do that remote. And to start or ignite the arc in this case, we would push this button here. The handle is very ergonomic, as you can see. It feels good to the hand. Almost has a place for your kind of intuitive to place your index finger to make the thumb positioning ideal. Well, I tell you what, that's a very impressive machine to me. So on 110 volt input, the machine will give you an output TIG of 140 amps. That's pretty impressive. On 220 amp input, you can actually receive up to 200 amps output on TIG. Quite a lot of power, especially for the price point of this machine. Again, this machine does have power factor correction in it, so it's very efficient. Dual voltage, 110 or 220 with the included adapter cord. Also, you can add a foot control separately as a separate item. Of course, for me, what I see here, this torch with the up and down buttons on it and the start trigger, I don't know that I would need any more than that, but a lot of cases for fine work or work on the bench or something like that, you may want a foot control, so foot control is available for it as well. Easy to use on the front panel, easy to understand how to set it up. Doesn't take long. Quick read through the manual a couple of times, trying it out, feeling the different functions. It's really an intuitive machine. So definitely visit our website, take a look at it, www.morewps.com. Feel free to visit our eBay store at morewps or eBay seller bayjam21. Please remember to like and subscribe to keep the videos coming. I'm enjoying making them. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching them as well. In the comment section below, let me know if this camera hopefully is of better quality than the others. We're trying out a new one this time, so maybe this will be the one that we like to stay with. So thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the next video where we're actually welding with the SanArg 180 AP.